This is the homework helper for Workbook Chapter 7, Section 1 in the 8th grade Holt textbook. So the first 5 questions here, as you can see, are all looking at that same diagram that you see on the right side of the screen there. And they're asking us to name the different parts that they've listed there that we saw in the definitions and throughout the examples today. So let's just handle a few of these to go here. Start off with number 3, where they're asking us to find 2 obtuse angles here. So remember, the word obtuse means that the angles have to be bigger than 90 degrees. So if you picture an L, maybe even we'll need to make an L with your finger and your thumb right now, and then try and stretch it out a little bit, because that's going to be what an obtuse angle is. It's bigger than 90 degrees. So like this one here, all right, this one that goes through M and N and has X in the middle, MXN or NXN, whatever you want to call it, that's an L shape. Right, so that's going to be a 90-degree type of angle there. So we need something bigger than that. So what if we added something to that? Well, let's say we added this little piece into it right here, this one that's surrounded by S, X, and M. Well, if I put these two together, as you can see, that arc there is bigger than 90 degrees. So we could say that angle SXN, which is, again, this angle right here, is bigger than 90 degrees. So that could be one of our obtuse angles. Now, we see that we've got another 90-degree chunk kind of here at the bottom. So if we can add something to that one, all right, we could then also have another obtuse angle. Well, we see this segment here, all right, is enough to add on to get us over the 90-degree marker. So if we look at that same line S to X, but this time instead go down towards P, this angle here is bigger than that L, right? So that's going to be an obtuse angle. Now you will notice the one thing I did not do is I didn't put 2 of those L-shaped angles together. For instance, when I just did this last one here, I didn't take this chunk surrounded by RXP and add it to this chunk with RXM. Because as you can see, those two together, all right, if I just kind of ignore this, it's kind of easy to see that that's actually a line. Well, a line would be a straight angle and has a measure of 180 degrees. You want me to call it something else? Okay, we'll call it something else. Those would also be supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are 2 angles who add together to make 180 degrees. That's really not what they're looking for here. They want something obtuse by definition, should be bigger than 90 but less than 180. Once we pass the 180 mark, all right, then we start getting into reflex angles. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on here with 4 and 5. We'll go ahead and tackle number 5. They're looking for 3 pairs of supplementary angles. So 2 angles, when I add it together, have to make 180, because that's what the definition of supplementary is. And they want 3 sets that add together to make 90 degrees. So let me go ahead and erase what we've already done there. So we've got to put L shapes together that are connected to each other with a common line, really, is kind of what they're looking for, because that's how we're going to get 180. So as you can see, that this part of the line here connects these 2 L chunks. Right? This line here connects these 2 L chunks. This line here connects these 2 L-shaped chunks. And this line here connects these 2 L-shaped chunks. So we actually have 4 different sets here. We only need 3 sets. So for instance, this one here, MXN, well, we can match that one up with NXP. And remember, the naming is simply based on the letter pairs that make up the angle. And you want to do them in order. Now, it doesn't matter which order, if I started here and go this way, or start here and go this way. No, absolutely not. It's the exact same thing. So we now see one of our angle pairs, though. We see that MXN and NXP are a set of supplementary angles. Now, off towards the bottom right there where we've got NXP, right, it has another match. It has this guy down here. which we can call RXP or PXR. It doesn't really matter again, let's just call it RXP. So that's going to be our second answer. This angle and this angle together make 180 degrees. So we're going to say that angle NXP and angle RXP are a set of supplementary angles. Now, we can decide where we want to pair with last. We can pair something with RXP or we can pair something with MXN. Either way, remember when we talked about this in the very beginning of this question, there were 4 pairs and we only need 3 answers. So let's go with MXN, pair it with this partner here, which is MXR or RXM. Notice I'm not using S in the name because S would then be one of these smaller angles. And I don't want the small angle, I need the whole L shape. So RXM makes the L or MXR makes the L. Doesn't really matter which way you call it. Let's go ahead and call it MXR. So angle MXN and MXR is my concluding set of supplementary angles.